Hey, what's up guys, it's Purpose Driven Live Sports and I'm back here again for another video. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the Warriors and Clippers Game 6. This one is in Los Angeles and it is at 7 o'clock. I believe it's on TNT. And by the way, the reason why it's on TNT, not ESPN as much, is because the NFL draft is going on, rounds 2 and 3. So, yeah. But tune in on TNT and you'll probably see the game. I'll definitely be watching the game tonight. This matchup to me has actually been one of the highlights of the playoffs because a lot of people, including myself, I'm going to throw myself in there, I thought this series would be over in 4 or 5 games. And what the Clippers have done is given us a treat into what grittiness and hard work really is. And they've just been scrapping. They've been making shots. They haven't let Golden State really run away except in Game 3 and in Game 1. Those were the only 2 games, in my opinion, where Golden State really had the edge. Even though in Game 1 it was actually a lot closer than people actually thought. Game 3, Kevin Durant took over, and it was over from that point on. I was on ESPN, I was watching something, and Nick Friedel, who covers the Warriors on ESPN, he's actually a really great reporter. He's usually in their locker rooms after games sometimes, and he said one thing that actually resonated with me that I agree with. The Warriors in this 5-year stretch now, more than ever, are emotionally exhausted, and he says they're vulnerable. I don't think they're as vulnerable. I just think this 5-year run has been really exhausting just because of all the stuff that's just gone on. From the 2 years without Kevin Durant, then you get Kevin Durant the last 2 years. Go through this stuff where they're the villains in the media, they're the villains with the fans, and all this stuff that's built up. Got Kevin Durant this year. Will he stay? Will he leave? All these stories, it's, to me, this year more than ever, it's been so exhausting having to deal with everything and having to really try to shut it out. Because in the last 2 years, there wasn't much of this really going on, except that last year they said they were going through a virus in the team locker room. Everybody was getting sick, and there was just stuff going on last year, even though they were still able to win the title. This year, a lot of it has to do with Kevin Durant and the situation. This team, to me, has handled it well. They're going to have to really step it up, and I think they're not really getting up because they know that they'll beat the Clippers, I think, and they're just not. They're kind of going through it where they know they can win, but it's not as fun to them, I think. They want to face the Rockets, and I can tell. And it's not just because they were looking forward. They want to prove to the Rockets that, okay, you lost Chris Paul, but even if you didn't lose Chris Paul, Golden State believes that they could have beat Houston, I think, either way. And I think this year, in this next round, once they advance, because I think they will win tonight, we're going to see that match. We're going to see Golden State, we're going to see them prove what they believe. We're going to see Houston prove what they believe, because Houston also believes they got robbed last year once Chris Paul got injured. I believe either way, had Chris Paul went down or not, Golden State would have found a way, even though it would have been very tough. Andre Iguodala not getting injured in Game 3, from Game 3 and on, Golden State, to me, would have won in 5, because that Hamptons 5 matchup, to me, there's no team. Even though the Clippers have been pretty good with their small ball lineup, the Hamptons 5 and their experience, to me, is unrivaled in any matchup. Draymond Green at the 5 still, to me, is one of the best 4 or 5-man defensive-wise in the NBA, hands down. But what is it going to take for the Warriors to win this game? It's just going to take them just making shots and just having longer spurts of defense. What you see from Golden State, to me, in the series is where they have stretches of where they're playing excellent defense and then they turn it off. Then the Clippers get close sometimes, then they turn it back on, which to me, for Golden State, that's good because you don't want to tire yourselves out and you don't want to play, I would rather than play harder than not at times, but I know that they're trying to pace themselves because they're really, to me, they're going to give their all in that Houston series. There is no way they're going to allow Houston, to me, in my mind, to win that series. It's just not going to happen for Houston. So, to me, what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to play defense in longer spurts, and they're going to have to limit that pick and roll with Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell, where rotations have to be more crisp, more talking, and the guy who's guarding Lou Williams, you just got to fight through the screen as much as you can, because you don't want the guy who's defending Montrezl Harrell to have to step up, because that's when Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell take advantage, where it's a two-man game, 2-on-1. Lou Williams can either draw a foul, he can either shoot it, or he can just throw a pass, dump down, and then Montrezl Harrell gets a dunk. Or he can hit the guy from somebody who rotates over for help. So this screen and roll has really hampered Golden State's rotations to where they don't like to overhelp, because they're one of the best help teams in the league, where somebody comes and helps the helper who's defending at the rim. Golden State does not like to overhelp. That's when you can really get on Golden State's defense. So, just to me, for Golden State to win this game, defense is just going to have to be more crisp. They're just going to have to play more passionate. They're going to have some fun. They don't look like they're having fun anymore to me out there. And I don't really see as much passion, even though I think their opponent is one reason why. And they just don't feel like this is really a challenge for them. So, but I understand that, because even though the Clippers have played hard, Clippers aren't going to win this series. So, I got Golden State. I think Golden State probably wins by 15. Probably going to win. They're probably going to make a spurt late in the game, more in the fourth quarter. I think they'll probably allow the Clippers to hang around, because more times than not, Golden State allows their opponents to hang around, because they either get tricky with the ball and turn it over, or their defense just kind of lapses a lot. So, but I'm going to tell you this. When they don't turn the ball over, they're the best team in the NBA. For Golden State, to beat Golden State, you have to let them beat themselves. The only two ways to beat themselves is when they're not playing defense, like you saw in the last game, and when they turn the ball over. So, but that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you for listening to me talking about the Warriors and Clippers. Once again, I got the Warriors winning by 15. And like I said, the Warriors only beat themselves by turnovers and not playing defense and no communication. So, thank you guys for listening to this video. I'll see you guys again in my next video.